Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use Excel to calculate the average, which is really handy when you're averaging your trials, and also how to write your own formula in Excel, such as calculating the uncertainty of an average. So to calculate an average, I would suggest inserting a column into your table where you want to put this number, clicking on one of the top cells, then going up to the top left here, formulas. The little arrow next to AutoSum brings you more options. We want to click on average. Now you can see that all the boxes it's highlighted in blue are the numbers that it's going to average. I don't want this 2, so I'm going to drag it across. I'm just trying to average my first 3 trials here for ethanol. So they're all highlighted, and you can see I've got the formula in the cell here. So Excel formulas always start with an equal sign. Sometimes they'll have a word, and then in these brackets, C3 is saying cell C3 all the way to E3 is what it's going to calculate an average for. So we press enter, and there's my average. Now I'll show you a little trick. Rather than having to write the formula in every cell, if you go to the bottom right hand corner, see how my cursor changes to a little black arrow? Go to the black arrow, click and drag down, and it basically copies the formula down into these cells. So up here, it shows you what formula is actually in that cell. Now I'm just going to go down to these other cells, like move the box, and watch how this is changing. So as we've dragged our formula down, it actually changes the row as well. So it is calculating the average of these guys here and the average of these guys here. Just saves you lots of time. But that is how to calculate an average. Now you can also create your own formulas in Excel to help you, whether you're calculating, for example, heat, like Q equals MC delta T, or whatever formula you want to do. If you have a lot of data to process, it can be much quicker to make Excel do it for you. So to create your own formula, you always start with an equal sign, and then you can do things like clicking on a certain cell and saying, minus this cell. You can put things in brackets. Sometimes I like to write it up here because otherwise it just gets a bit crazy. You can put things in brackets, divide it by 2. You can do whatever you need to do, right? But we're going to do calculating the uncertainty of an average. Now we know that the formula for that is the max number minus the minimum number divided by 2. Now we only have 3 trials here, so it's pretty quick to recognize, oh hey, this is our maximum, that's our minimum. So we could just do it as this cell, take away this cell, put that in brackets, divided by 2, and that would give us our uncertainty, but we want to be fancy. So what we can do is go up to AutoSum, and there's an option here for max. So again, let's just highlight our trials. Whoops. See how I made a mistake there? What I can do is I can go up here and just check which cells it's highlighting. So see how it's highlighting the F column? I want it to stop at E. So I can just change that to an E. So it highlights my trials. So that's going to calculate the max number of those 3 options. Then I want to minus the minimum number. I'm just going to write it. Minimum number, again, from C3 all the way through to E3. And then the formula tells me I then need to divide it by 2. Now I will point out, can you see that I'm putting brackets around my numerator in that, because it's just like typing into a calculator. You need to make sure that you're following BOMDAS correctly and grouping things. So overuse brackets. Brackets are your friends here. So I've put my numerator in brackets, then divided it by 2. So you can see we get the exact same answer as last time, so 85. But by typing in a formula, we can then drag that down. So boom, all of a sudden I've got my averages and my uncertainty of my average for all 3 trials, or all 3 variations of my independent variable. So I hope that was helpful.